Hey everyone, why is the grip so important when it comes to the game of golf? First of all, it's the one connection you have with your body and the golf club. So it's extremely important to make sure you understand the grip and what it can do for your golf game. So, a couple things to think about when it comes to gripping the golf club. There are a few ways to grip it, and honestly, I don't care how you do it as long as you do one simple thing. The first thing is what we like to call the overlap grip, where you stick your left hand on the club like this, take your right hand, take your pinky, and stick it right in between the index finger of your left hand and the middle finger of your left hand, where it sits right in between comfortably. That's called the overlap grip. Next is the interlock grip, basically the same as the overlap, but you just interlock the two fingers here. The last grip that I would suggest would be the 10-finger grip, where it's like a baseball grip, you have all 10 fingers on it. But the most important part when it comes to gripping the golf club is you need to make sure that your hands are together. All of these grips, they all have in common having the hands together. We don't want any separation between the hands, okay? Another thing that we want to make sure of is that the golf club, when in our hands, lies in our fingers. Notice how the butt of the club is right here at the pad of my left hand. It's not in the palm of my hand, it's running down my finger line. It is important to make sure it's in the fingers because that will allow you to properly rotate the golf club without any sort of extra movement. You also want to make sure that when you put your right hand on the golf club, that it's also running down your finger line, like so. Now, when we grip the golf club, we want to make sure that our pressure is nice and light. The reason we have nice light grip pressure is because that allows for light pressure in our forearms and in our hands. When we have lighter grip pressure, that allows us to rotate through properly without forcing or without tensing up. We play golf to relax, and we want to make sure that our hands are nice and relaxed and light when it comes to gripping the golf club. We don't want the club to fly out of our hands, so we want to make sure we're still holding on to it. But we want to make sure that it is nice and light when we hold on to any golf club, any full swing shot. Now, there's 3 different ways to hold on to the golf club as well, which I pointed out, but we also want to know what the effects are when we have a neutral grip, a strong grip, and a weak grip. Our strong grip would look like this, where we take our left hand, again in our fingers, and then we rotate to the top of the golf club to where if I look down, I can see 3 knuckles, 2.5 to 3 knuckles. And then I take my right hand and I stick it underneath the golf grip. That is a very strong grip, which will enhance more of a closed club face. If you have trouble slicing the golf ball or keeping your club face open at impact, this would be a grip I would try. If you take your hand and you put the golf club in your fingers and you only see 1 to 2 knuckles, and then the pad of your right hand covers this left thumb, this is a very neutral grip. This is for those who don't have a hard time getting the club face back to square. It allows you to optimize that contact. And then we have what's called a weak grip. This will be for those who have trouble rotating properly and getting the club face open at the top. They might be a little too closed and they get those hooks or low duck hooks at impact. We want to take our left hand and we want to put it, again, still in our fingers, but we want to put it a little underneath the grip. Then we want to take our right hand and we want to stick it on top of the grip, like so. This will allow us to be a little weaker and will allow us to rotate it a little more open naturally. Again, try these grips to see if this will help improve some of your game. Follow, subscribe, and like for more tips just like this. I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good one.